Okay, so this is our lead manager view. And again, this has been designed for the agency in mind and for the client. So we want clients, to be able to come in here and to use it as a, to manage their leads. People sometimes say, well, you're almost a CRM, and we're not trying to be a CRM, because a CRM has a follow-up mechanisms, has pipelines, has opportunities. It goes an extra step further. So this is a lead manager where as leads come in, you can action them, see where they came from, filter them, and I'll show you a bit of that. So you may look at it and say, well, this looks a bit like a CRM. It's more, to me, it's more like a spreadsheet purpose-built for lead management. So when you look at it, so first of all, we give you the highlights, how many leads, the breakdown by calls, forms, and chats, and you got your quote value and your sales value. This is added up for the date range that you're looking at. So when for each lead that you get, you put in a value, you can get that at the top there. We show you how many are qualified. We call qualified leads quotable. The reason we do that is because we're not talking about ebook leads. We're talking about whether you can quote a lead or not. So if that works or not, some people push back on it, but we like it. Okay, so if you go, so that's at the top there. And the one thing that's nice is when you're looking at this view in the dashboard, you can hide it, and you can save that view so you don't have it displaying. But one thing that's cool that I like to show people is you can just apply a filter to this data. Like I've got a Google Ads filter, I just click on it here, and all the data changes. So now all of a sudden, you're only seeing the value from Google Ads.
Wow.
And so if I hide this now, what you're seeing now is I've created these different views at the top here. I've got the default view. So if I go to the default view, it's got everything. I have a marketing view. And in this marketing view, you've got your phone calls, your chats, your forms all together. As the leads come in, which ones are quotable, the source, medium, keyword, and landing page. So you're looking at all this and you could say to me, well, Michael, what are the value of these leads? And you just say, choose column. I want quote value. And now you have your quote value next to your leads.
So the quote value is something that when you're setting up the client, you set that, right? In the beginning?
No, it's as the lead comes in, your client or yourself can add the quote value, or you can link up to your CRM and we can automatically feed that data into us.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. So we make it easy to link up to CRM so you can get this. So we pass the lead to the CRM. As that lead goes through the sales process, it fires back data to WhatConverts. So yeah, so in this case, what I want to show you is we have all these columns that are available that you can put there. And then once you have something that you're happy with and you want to save a view, like these are saved views, you just say, save view, save as new view, or update an existing view. So if I say update existing view, you can say, I want to update the marketing view to include the quote value column, and I update view. Now that view, every time I go to marketing view, it's going to show me this view. Okay. And then the other thing you can do with this is like, you know what? I only want to look at leads that are qualified. You just select this. Now I'm only looking at the qualified leads. Then you may say to me, I only want to see leads that are from Google Ads. You type in CPC. Now I'm looking at all CPC leads. And then if you want to filter it down to Google, now I'm only looking at Google ad leads that are qualified. So it makes it very easy. And that's why I say it's purpose built for lead management, because it makes it super easy to just massage your data and see how you want to see it. So if you try to do this in Excel or Google Sheets, you'd have to be pretty competent. Yeah. You'd have to have expert level to do that.
So you can segment it by marketing channel, pretty much.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
You can segment it by anything.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to segment it by, show me, like this is a dental example. So show me any leads that have the keyword crown, in it. So, like dental crowns. So I just put in crown. I'm only looking at leads with the keyword crown in it, and here are all the keywords here.
Oh, that's really cool.
So
especially for dental, if you can sort by like implants or something like that, then you can see how much of your budget and how much your leads went towards a high value service.
Exactly. So if I go implants, so now I'm looking at the implant leads. Yeah. And you see how quick it is. Yeah. That's one of the features of WhatConverts. So there's a few things here that differentiates us. Obviously, the dashboard and the lead manager, there's like a spreadsheet in that you can segment anything you want. The other thing that differentiates us is our data isn't siloed. So you've got calls, chats, forums all together. No other, platform does that the way we can do it. So that's a really big differentiator. The other thing, like the landing page, like let's say you do Google organic and you don't have keyword data, but you want to know, like, did I get leads, from Google organic for crowns? You know that they probably landed on the crowns page. So you just type that in, does include crowns in the landing page URL. And now you're using the URL, which is going to bring in the CPC and the organic results. And then it's going to show you this. So when I'm looking at this and I see a lot of repetition here, I'll show you our reporting platform will allow you to do the same thing, but you can run a report by keyword or by landing page. And then you can say, I want a landing page report only from Google CPC or only from Google organic. So that's very powerful. You got to stop me from going down rabbit trails.
I actually have a question about the reporting.
Yeah.
How does that work? How does the reporting work?
I'll show you that, but let me just finish this. I just want to show you. So I've shown you the marketing view. So you can set up this marketing view. You can do this in sort and save. You can move these columns around and then save it. You can have one like for the client view. And what I do with the client view is like here, instead of having marketing data, I just have the contact information, who the people are, whether they were quotable, is it the quote value, who the salesperson is, are they a patient? Is it an existing or a new patient?
Yeah.
So what I'm showing you here is like when you go to a client, they don't necessarily need to know the marketing information, but they want to know that the people you generated for them are legit. And so the client view is built for them. They come in here, they view the client view, and they're like, okay, my marketing team is doing this for me. Okay, then the other way you can use it is like a sales inbox. So in this one, what I've done is I've applied filters to like any lead that's not set, that they haven't been qualified. So there's 9 leads. And then I also set it that I only want to do this for the salesperson, John. So now I'm only looking at, so John logs in here, he gets his sales inbox and he knows I've got 9 leads to action. As he actions them, and then he goes through here and he says, yep, this one's qualified. Now it changes. Now it's only 8 leads. So he can get to lead inbox 0 in a very organized way. And then your client, if they're managing John, they can go to John's view and say, well, let's see what leads he's not actioning yet. And it'll just give him a great view. So no lead gets left behind. They can see what happens. And if they want to listen to a phone call that John was on, they can listen to it. And there's a transcript on that as well. So I just want to show you that. And then I'm going to jump over to reporting. Is that cool?
Yeah, sure. Take your time.
So the other thing that's really cool about this is you got all this data in the table form, but now you want the real detailed information. This is, you can view the lead. And what we're going to give you here is who the person is. So if one person comes to your website and does a conversion action and we get their contact information, we save that information. So if they ever interact with the website again, that data is already there and you don't need to add it again, and it's automatically done. The other thing is the customer journey. You can see they came from Google Ads, the campaign, the content being the ad, and then the keyword that they used and the landing and the pages that they viewed. So you can see exactly what pages they visited as well on the site. To the right, you got the call recording, which you can listen to and also speed up. And then you got the full transcript. So you can read what they said, which I find reading, just skimming it is a lot easier. Yeah. Once you got that, you can add the quote value, sales value, quotable, yes or no. And then in the custom field, new patient or the sales. So John as a salesperson can put himself as a salesperson. New patient is actually automatically created because we have a call flow. So when somebody calls in and says, are you a new patient? Push 1, or an existing patient, push 2. If they push one of those, we automatically update the data and capture that. So if I'm on screen and I'm looking to the side, that's because my video of these guys are on another monitor and I keep on looking at them. So, anyway, so you can see all the amount of data. We have a ton of data available. That's easy to see pretty quickly, and you can go from lead to lead. So people that have used, so I wish Mark was on here, because Mark would tell you he's getting his customers in here and they love it. And they get to see the conversion rates from lead to qualified lead. They get to see the quote and the sales value. And it's really helping him make sure that they're answering, the leads that he's generating properly. So that would have been a live use case that would have been useful for me at this point.
Yeah. I'm going to definitely get with them after. So I'm curious to see like what user adoption is like at the end user, like picture a tow truck driver to see, do you envision him in here actually using it? Or is it something more as like a repository? Like how are they treating it?
So it depends on, I hate that answer. It depends,
Right,
but
no,
it does depend.
I get it.
Yeah. So, I mean, guys on their cell phone, they can get an email notification when a lead comes in. And in that email notification, it says, was this a quotable lead? Yes or no? So they can click yes, and then it'll take them to the page and they can give it a value. So that's how it's used sometimes. Sometimes if people take a phone call, we can set it up when the call ends. It asks you on the phone call, push 1 if this was a quotable lead. And then it was like, do you want to put in a value? So that can be
interesting.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah, that can be set up. You can, connect it to a CRM. What we also do, like some of our plumbing clients, they use Service Titan. Those guys export their orders and then they import it into our system to match up the leads to, so they do it like once a week or once a month, and they do it that way.
Gotcha.
What I've done with my personal clients, because I still got a handful that's, from the good old days and I use my software on them. I will run a campaign and then I will qualify the leads with them, like just take 100 leads and qualify them just once. And just doing that process, it has so many benefits. One, it builds trust and transparency between me and the client. We get to see the value. Then me as a marketer, as we're doing it, I'm asking them, well, what made this quotable? What was it about it? What was it that didn't make it quotable? And from that, I get insights and ideas for additional campaign tweaks. So that depends. There's literally, we try and be as flexible as possible, but then we also try and make a user interface that people want to use. And once they start using it to manage their leads and realize that they don't have to dig up old leads from the email inbox, if they don't have a CRM, they find that this is a lot easier. And then, they start using this.
Do you find people use this as like a light CRM as well?
Yeah. So what I would say is you can use it as a CRM if your sales process is short, like a week or so. Because what happens is, because it's by date range, if you're looking at the wrong date range, that customer isn't going to be there.
Got it.
So if it's a short date range, you can use it as a light CRM. If it's longer than a couple of weeks, I'd recommend a CRM, especially if you have a decent amount.
Got it. Okay. And can you text back from this platform if a person texts the line?
No, you can't. We don't have texting. We do have an integration through Zapier to some texting things, so that the text will be sent to those software applications, and then they can text back from there.
Got it. Okay.
So that's kind of a workaround.
Got it. And are there any CRMs out of the box that you guys integrate with, or is it all via Zapier?
Most of it's Zapier, but the ones that are fairly simple, like if you just want a light CRM that's not too crazy, like one-page CRM is pretty good.
Okay.
We've worked with the heavier ones are Zoho, Salesforce, and HubSpot CRM.
Got it.
So we have people that integrate with that, but it's a little bit more heavy lifting. But if they're at that level, they know what they pretty much know what they're doing. Hopefully.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting. I always I get the people ask if they should be using, like a local business should be using a CRM, and I typically recommend Pipedrive or something simple, mobile based. I got to look up one page CRM. I'm not familiar with that, but even something like this, though, I think would be super beneficial for a customer that's not using a CRM, even if it cycles a little bit longer, just because it's better than nothing. Like better than, it's the data is there. I mean,
it's better than getting an email and then with lead data and then just, it gets lost in the shuffle of your email.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. And do you find it adoptable where people are putting quotable value in there?
Some
Yeah, some not.
Yeah, we have some customers that come in and they want to be able to do that straight from the get-go, and they use it and it's just like, wow, where have you been all my life?
Got it.
I know with my like personal customers where they're not as tech challenged, I have to ask them a few times to get it done. And then when competitors are beating them in ads, or, you know, like spend is going up and there's like, what can we do? And I said, guys, if you just qualify these leads, I can target more accurately. And then they're like, okay, let's do that. Or it's like, you know, or if they want to see what their salespeople are doing with the leads, are they doing, you know, the most work? Once they start feeding it in their pocket or it's hurting them elsewhere, then they're like, okay, we need to do it. And then once they start doing it, they love the data they can get from it. So
Yeah.
there is friction because you're dealing with people and you have to change their behavior slightly.
Got it. And
I have
is this mobile based or is there mobile app?
We have a mobile version on the mobile device. We don't have an app,
Okay.
but yeah, we have a mobile version. It is mobile friendly.
Okay, cool.